Video games, man's greatest downfall and the VPN's biggest addiction. When the VPN's playing video games, what is he doing? In between rounds or something, he's grabbing his phone and he's scrolling on TikTok endlessly. You can hear the noises from the TikTok that he's watching straight through his microphone into the party. And when he gets his food, his mom calls him down, he grabs his food, brings it right back up to his room, and he's there scoffing his face over his PC, licking his fingers and touching his keypads again. That's what this VPN's life is on video games. He cares more about his rank in Fortnite than he does his own physique. His body will deteriorate, but his rank will stay high, and that's what keeps him with pleasure. That's what gives him pleasure. How backwards is that? As someone on self-improvement, you will understand how crazy this concept is. The fact that someone will care more about a virtual world than the real world. Video games for me was one of my biggest addictions in my earlier life. On average, I'd sometimes spend half the entire day, 12 hours, playing video games non-stop. I'd go down to grab some food, bring it back up into my room and continue playing while eating sometimes. My whole day would consist of just me waking up, grabbing my phone, scrolling through TikTok, not even having breakfast, and turning on my PC and going on games with my friends. Well, I say friends, but you know from my video on social circles what they really were. But one day I was able to shut it all off. One day I was just able to say, no. I just hated how I was living. I hated this cycle I just kept going through. I realized that I was getting nothing out of this at all, nothing I could look back on. And I was able to shut it all off because I'd hit such a low, I had nowhere else to go but up. My name is Cyrus, I'm 17 years old, and I've created this channel with the purpose of improving the lives of young men who are currently going through academic education. I aim to improve you and myself in the process of this channel. So if you want to leave a lasting legacy on this world, do consider subscribing so that we can journey together to become strong men. Video games in particular are a very difficult addiction to break and get away from. Partly because that it aligns with masculine nature to progress, to succeed a mission, to achieve, and to be rewarded for that achievement. When you're playing video games, what's the format like? Take Fortnite for example. You complete a game and you get all of this experience and it goes towards your progression of your character. You increase levels, you're rapidly progressing. And as a man, that's what we enjoy. We enjoy progression. We enjoy reaching different heights, in the gym. We enjoy seeing the progress we make in terms of our build and everything. But with video games, we are getting that rapid progression in the form of artificial dopamine. It's playing with our masculine nature to enjoy progression. So we're getting sucked into this virtual world and being told to develop in a virtual setting instead of pursuing our dreams and our goals in the real life. We can get the same amount of dopamine and progression from doing something that will actually benefit us in the real world. But people just don't have the patience because rapid progression isn't going to happen in the real world. If you can comprehend the understanding that it's much better for you to level up in the real world and achieve these real physical goals such as improving your physique, improving your focus, these skills such as meditation, reading, improving your social skills, making money. If you understand that these things will give you the same amount of dopamine that video games will give you, then why don't men do it?
You're lazy!
Because people are lazy. People don't want to put in the effort. People don't want to struggle. People don't want to go through suffering. People are scared by this stuff. It's daunting. It's very daunting. But it's the main reason why men don't choose to pursue these things and instead choose to level up in an artificial world. Think about this, bro. If you put all of the experience which you earned into video games over your entire period of life playing them, into the real world, into all these good habits, into the gym, into meditation, into reading, into making money, you would likely be where you want to be. You would literally probably be your dream self if you put all of that experience and all that time you put into video games into the real world. You probably would be where you want to be. You've wasted your time. So start now. Channel the energy which you put into video games into good habits, and understand that progression in the form of positive stuff such as gym, meditation is going to benefit you so much more. Be around nature, socialize with people, experience things more. Get natural dopamine sources from going on walks by a river, or being around nature in general, or just going and doing good habits all the time. Notice the progress you are making. That will ultimately make you so much happier than a level up in Fortnite, I guarantee. And don't use the cope of, oh, well, anything in moderation is fine, you know, if I just do it for an hour a day, then I'm fine. No. Don't use excuses. Anything in moderation isn't okay, because ultimately things add up. An hour a day, that could turn to an hour and a half. You could just have one day where like, oh, I'll just give myself an extra half an hour. And then the next day, what? I'll give myself another half an hour. And that stuff adds up, and eventually you'll just be back to where you were, and you wouldn't have even noticed. It's the frog in boiling water effect, which is where you steadily up the ante of the bad habits that you're doing to the point where you're not even noticing that you're back to where you were again. One thing I used to say to myself to cope with the amount of video games I was playing on a daily basis was the fact that I'd say, oh, well, I'm going to be an esports player. I'm going to join a professional team and I'm going to make loads of money from playing video games. Make loads of money from playing video games. I did not understand what it would take to be an esports player. The amount of hours you'd probably have to put into custom games, playing against bots, practicing picture perfect shots every single hour of the day, spending most of your time staring in front of a screen. No, man. That is not the legacy that you want to leave. Do you want to be remembered as a professional video gamer? Is that what your father put on you as a mission? Is that what his life's purpose for you was? I doubt that. Channel your energy into leaving the legacy of a warrior. The legacy of someone who put their efforts into physical endeavors, running, gym, sprinting, making money, being a businessman, being affluent, having financial freedom, having time freedom, location freedom. That is the legacy you want to leave. You don't want to spend hours just looking at a video game trying to cope with the fact that you're saying, I'm going to be an esports player or I'm going to be professional. No. Put your efforts into physical endeavors and trust me, the legacy you will leave will last. So put down the controller, turn off the PC, turn off the console, and just get after it, bro. There's not enough time to contemplate, oh, but how should I do it? Oh, what workout should I do? Forget that, bro. Understand the concept that what you don't want to do is probably what you should be doing, and just go for it. Alright, bro, I better not see you on Fortnite again. Strive for greatness, and don't be a vape puffing nerd.